serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell. www.houseofreconciliation.org.
Celebrate the Mother Campus that has burned everything, a lot of things that are going on. So that is at 210 Pansy Road, Hodges, South Carolina. We will be there today at 10:30. And we also are happy to be here at 1427 Sweetie Lawrence Road at the Greenville Satellite. And of course to all the virtual campus and our global connection. We're going to give a bit of an insight. We're going to do part one and part two of Genesis 1:27. And since it is Father's Day, I normally don't do celebration type topics, but I'm going to give insight to fathers. And I'm going to speak to you not from a pulpit or from a pedestal, but as a father who has learned through his mistakes, as well as talking with other fathers and seeing, and not only that, but listening to the children and also listening and reading the Word of God. It's going to be kind of more like a simple conversation that we're going to have this morning. Genesis 1:27 says, and I noticed the text, it says, so God created mankind and in his own image. He created them, male and female. He created them. And I thought that was significant when you look at a father, how that we should represent and be doing things in God's image. But a man that does not have a relationship with God will struggle to learn how to be a husband. Now, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound odd. You may have a woman, but she may not be a wife. Because that has to come from the learning and the relationship with God. Many men have chosen women and never read the fine print or the instructions of how to appreciate the gift that God has given them. And if you haven't read the instructions, then it's very hard to have the product do what it's supposed to do. Because God put man here first. The problem was when he brought Eve, Adam didn't scale up his game. He looked at Eve as something he has dominion over. When the text, when you really look at it, it says God took a rib and God identified Eve's role as a helpmeet, not a slave, not property, not lesser, but a helpmeet. That's got to sink in. We created cultures that are not in line with the image of God. How do God create us and created woman, and then we go buy one? Now, if you want to take it further, if he wanted man to have a multiplicity of women, why did he make more Eves? And if one woman couldn't complete you, if God created you, then he knew one was enough, because if you really focus on that one, you ain't got enough to give around. I mean, I'm not talking about your flesh. I'm talking about being created in his image. And I see you and I think, I said, well, I hear guys saying, I know guys that have 12 and 15, and then one guy, I think he had 35 wives and all of this. But when you look at it from the context of the Bible, if God thought you needed more, he would have. And see, to understand a woman, a man must read the blueprint, because God was her creator. Instead, he tries to rule her like he ruled the animals. She's not an animal, she's a gift. And you are supposed to produce. And here's the problem. If you're mad about your children, you need to talk to yourself. Because you were the seed bearer. She only can receive what you deposited. She did not create that on her own. If it's crazy, you deposited it. So I'm ready to go. Little Rufus is ready to go. Because I done told people nerves up already. We've been together about a couple minutes. In his image, not in my lust and in my flesh and in my perception of myself, but in his image. So if I'm in his image, how do I need 12 and 25 when God made one, and that one was a... Yeah, and if you don't put nothing in, then nothing is multiplied. So if little Johnny is ugly, you need to talk to the depositor. She only can produce what you planted. Yeah, we're not going to be here long. I have 12 things, and we had got past in his image. Yeah. Now, and so nowhere in the Bible, and neither in the Constitution of the United States, that says a woman is supposed to work. It's not in the Bible. And under Jewish customs, women didn't work. It didn't mean that they didn't have occupations and do things, but they had choices. So let me right-set something. If you are a man or a young man and a woman is keeping you up, you are out of order in nature and in God. Many young girls have seen what their great-grandmother did, what their grandmother did, what their aunt did, and what their mama did in keeping up a man. And I do hope today, young men, that I do piss you off. Because to be a man, you have to be responsible. I was talking with a realtor, and they were saying, young girls are buying houses and da-da-da, and she wants to get something for him. We are going in the wrong direction. He's supposed to be the provider. You should never be pumping gas. And it takes men to teach men their roles. Mothers have done a great job raising sons, but to teach him how to be an alpha male, he needs a male. He need a male. Mothers, y'all have done good. But see, here's the thing. When you do that, it sets a precedent that he thinks a woman is supposed to take care of him. Let me make it plain. I have 2 daughters. I cannot give them what their mother has given them. So how can a mother give a son what she don't know what a father is? I know the government and her should not be keeping you up. I had a conversation. The government doing. If he can make a baby, he's supposed to support the baby and have benefits for the baby. If you're going, see, you can't ask for God's blessings and then be a hooligan when you get them. I can't remember who said it. Someone said that it is difficult, and it's not in this text, when you come from a place of struggle, when other people come from a place of opportunity. You have to be the generation that break the struggle. You have to be the generation that break the poverty barrier. You have to be that generation. God has supplied you with everything to function in his image, naturally and spiritually. We can flourish. Here is the father's assignment. Number 1. And I say this to women because y'all go get a man and expect the man to be a husband. A husband has to be developed out of a man. A husband is a different creature than a man. He thinks different. A man thinks first about himself. He gonna get his and you can get yours later. That's a man. And you trying to turn a boy into a man and then want a man to be a husband without him operating in the image of God. Now, I'm not talking about church, because there's a lot of stuff in church that just ain't right. I get that. But you need to find a place that's doing the best they can to grow you and grow in God. So, commune with God. Why is that critical? Men have to get information from God to deal with life pressures on earth. Commune with God on a spiritual level that has been given to mankind. This is what Enoch done. He walked with God. He was in fellowship with God. He was communing with God. Men are so selfish that they don't want to talk to nobody but their ego. You don't believe me? Get on the golf course. Get on the basketball court. Pumping their chest. Bragging when they score and crying when they lose. It's like when it's March Madness, I always say, here come the crying season. Because all that pumping that chest over 2 minutes and over one basket and one dunk. And there's 30 minutes in the game, 40 minutes in the game, 20 minutes in the game. You happy by the moment. We need you to take that energy and finish the game. If you can fix your hair and do all that, you need to be able to provide shelter and have some insurance and some benefits and a car and pay taxes. Why get a fifth of a man when you can get a whole man? The problem is, women, y'all not praying to God for a man. You praying for God to somebody that look like Babyface. You praying to God to look like somebody that look like 2 Chainz. Biggie Small. And what is it? I'm talking about y'all people. Yeah. You looking for a thug. Somebody hit you in the throat. Hit me in the throat. I love him, girl. He hit me in the throat. He hit me in the throat. Tupac. What's the new rappers out here now? Lil Baby. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to talk that being a coach. I'm like, Can't even hear the train coming, just on the track. Who? J. Cole? Dre? Yeah, just, if you seek God, he's not going to send you a bucket head. The problem is we seek with our flesh. We seek people that meet our desire, but cannot deal with our spirit. Most relationships don't break up over flesh. They break up over spirits that are not aligned. And if your spirit is not aligned with God, you're really struggling. You always got confusion. That's why he's smoking and you drinking. You're trying to tolerate each other rather than build each other. You're trying to dominate each other rather than come together in agreement with each other. Commune with God. There is a spiritual side that God placed in every person. It is called either an internal spirit or a soul. Some call it a living being. Number two, a man cannot have a strong character without God. And he must possess strong character traits. Not big feet, big hands, big ears. He tall, he fine, he tall, dark, and handsome. And broke, dumb, and stupid. Do we know? Yeah, he has to have strong character traits with God. If he's not praying before you, y'all gonna have a tough time trying to make it, because when your spirits jump up in you and his spirits jump up to them, there ain't nobody that prayed before God. After you done beat each other up, now you want to go get counseling. She done choked you out in your sleep. You done choked her out down the hall. Y'all arguing over nobody put gas in the car. Facts? Yeah, you done blew you up. Now you want to go to church and look for Reverend Shoefoot to put you back together. Yeah, waking up the neighbors, fighting at the cookout, cussing in front of the children, and then wonder why they get kicked out of school. You can't be in the first grade using 4-letter words. How does a 6-month-old have earrings in his ear? That's when grandma needs to say, come here, come here, come here. Don't come here, come here. Okay? Because you're setting, listen, if you're in the trash, and I had to tell someone last night, I said, when I grew up in this neighborhood, it was a neighborhood. I still want to know who took neighbor off and called it a hood. We were a neighborhood. We were community. We spoke to people. How you doing? Y'all cussing people out at the fence. No, this is real talk from real people. Okay, this is where we get. We so selfish. We want your yard too. We gonna park our car in your yard. we gonna park. So you gotta see. A man has to seek God for strong character traits. What does that mean? Is he working before he gets you? Or you got to tell him to go get a job? Like Sylvia Johnson. I can't raise you if your mama didn't raise you. Well, you should have never took him and had his children. You can't make a boy into a man, and you can't make a man into a husband. That comes from learning. You can't learn when you yelling. Yeah, welcome. Good morning to the world. Happy Father's Day. But the truth has to be told. Number 3, you must show creativity in every situation. Ask me what that means. How far does anger get you? So you run your blood pressure up, heart rate up, you're saying things, somebody videoing you, somebody calling the cops. See, because there was a time that looking bad and being bad was popular. But people don't beef no more. They just shoot each other. People don't beef no more. They just shoot each other. That's all I saw in the headlines. A shooting at a cookout. A shooting in the community. Somebody parked in somebody's driveway. A shooting at a party. A shooting at a kid's birthday. Nobody's talking. Everybody just think, well, if you don't like what I say, bam, 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 bam. You have to make better choices so you don't get in worse situations. Number 4 for a man. He has to become a producer. So women who are single, who are looking to qualify, I'm not saying you need to go to church to find a man, because sometimes the worst ones are in the church. Okay? You need to seek God, but you need to be in a place that you can hear God's word and also can receive from God. Does that make sense? So, he must be a producer. This is something. If you're going to function in the image of God, you're supposed to produce. And it's more than having 9 and 12 children and you're not being a father to any of them. And here's the thing I will say. Each child will not be the same. And as a father, you have to become creative to know how to deal with that child, because if you don't, you will alienate that child and they will grow up with issues because you couldn't adjust to that child. Now watch this. That child cannot meet your expectations. They only can meet what you put in their DNA. I'm going to say that again. That child cannot meet your expectations. Well, I wanted somebody 6'3" to play basketball. Well, you should have played basketball. Oh, I want a great golfer. But you're not a great golfer. Yeah. I want them to play football. They may not like football. You have to learn as a father to adapt and adjust to the personality that your DNA created. That ain't easy. You have to adjust. That's why you walked away and left a child who needed to be guided. You can run out there today to them other churches with your Easter suit on and think you clean. I saw people at the club when I was coming back in town, and they out there with their head all twisted, you know, we representing Father's Day. And I'm like, did you pay all your child support? Have you even seen your children? And stop all this mess about, well, I don't like her mama. You liked her one night. Y'all liked each other one day. It wasn't hate that day. Listen, I always tell people, this is my broadcast. You always get options. But if you want the truth, y'all got together. Well, I can't stand her. You still the one day. Y'all went and got ice cream or something. Listen. And mothers, stop telling lies to your children about their daddy. It takes years. I'm speaking from experience. Women, y'all poison the children, then fuss about why the daddy ain't around. First of all, you done poison his child with your lies and insecurities and your dysfunctions, and because you don't want to examine that you was a failure. You had two cuckoo nuts that got together and produced a baby, and now they can't stick together no more, so you gonna poison the baby against their father. But you need help. Shut your mouth and send your baby to his father and let the father do his part, and then you do your part. If you can't get along, I don't believe that you should just get together because y'all made a baby. Hell, half of y'all together now because y'all don't want to be together. Now that's the truth. Like I say, this is my broadcast. Welcome. It's 8:39 in Greenville, South Carolina, where I'm at the satellite campus. And it takes years for that child to outgrow what, because they trust you, mothers. Yes, they got the wrong image. And then men, get out the club. Shut down one weekend a month and get your church, get all of them. Rent a van. Do something with all them babies you got. Money does not raise children. I pay my child support. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. I deal with people that tell me, they said, man, when my daughter graduated high school, we gonna give her 1 year in college, and me and her dad gonna divorce because we couldn't stand each other. I said, well, y'all did pretty good. Y'all had 5 kids. Y'all must have liked something. But they have one daughter that will graduate, and they're gonna let them go to school for 1 year, and then they're gonna divorce. Fathers, be in their lives. And listen, this gonna hurt, this gonna hurt, this gonna hurt. You should never try to be a better father to somebody else's kids and not a good father to your own. Never. 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 You should never house somebody else's kid and can't house your own. Yeah, you can love somebody else's kid, but you can't love your kid. You can house somebody else's kid, and you always want to blame the mama. Sometimes it ain't the mama. Sometimes it's you, little Leroy. I'm just listen. If we're gonna look at his image, we got to clean up. You also have to be a guardian. When you have these little people, they are an investment. You have to be a guardian over their gifts and their future. What can they inherit if you didn't get an inheritance? You showboat. You got everything that look good, and your kids don't have nothing. You can't put them in karate. You can't put them in soccer. You can't even buy them a band instrument. Listen, when you become a husband, you are no longer in first place. Your family is in first place. When you have children, you are no longer the center of attention. I don't expect nobody to say nothing on that one, but it's true. You are no longer the center of attention. Mama got her hair pressed. Daddy out there with some Chuck Taylors on, and the child hair just as nappy. You throw water on it, it'll shoot across the street. I guess y'all don't want me to do another Father's Day message. Yeah, this is the last Father's Day message. Y'all think I'm like this now? You wait till I get older. You what now? Yes. A young man, he and his mother work. They have a business together. And he was going down the hall, and she said, I need you to talk to my son. I said, the first thing you need to do is get your behind in school and don't make no babies until you find somebody that can match up with your spirit and your future. He shot me a bird and went on out the door, but he texted me and said, you're right, Mr. Campbell. And listen, I want your future to be better than mine. If you don't learn from your past and your failures, you will repeat them. If you see people do wrong, you think wrong is right. I'm just serious. A guardian. Here is what number 5 is you got to become a leader. Now watch this. Just not a leader only in good times, but real leadership show up in bad times. You can't fuss and beat your kids all the time. Sometimes you got to sit down with the kid and say, what's going on? And here's a common thing. I have an expectation out of you. No, stop this. Well, you a Campbell, and you a this, and you a shoe shiner, you this, and you. What's a name with no money? You from the Sunshine family. We don't do that. Well, what do y'all have, Sunshine family? What tools do he have and she have to use? And listen, men, let me help you out. Now, I got to say this. Don't forget your daughters. You set the precedent of the relationship that they will have with men. Her first love is going to be you. How you handle her, how you communicate with her. I have 2 grown daughters. Heaven knows I wanted to choke them. I'm having a flashback right now. But what I realized, I come from a home of yellers and screamers and loud talking. And I made a vow to myself, I would never scream and yell at my daughters. Never. One is 34, the other one is 29. I'm not going to do it because you know why? I don't want them to think that's what men do. I have a rule for both of them. You will always be in my pocket, and when he come along, if you can't get in his pocket, you may need to leave his pocket alone, because you can't be in my pocket and he be in my pocket. Because I'm from old school men. Don't pull up at my house and you driving. I come up when men didn't ride on the passenger side. That's when I come up. Fathers, you teach your daughters how to be treated like a lady. You teach your daughters how to be treated. You teach your nieces how to be treated. If they got a sorry daddy, okay, put an X by it, but you be the example. Women should not be carrying men. There's nothing wrong with helping. But it is something wrong with you got to pay the rent every month. Or in some cases, we pay your rent. You can take that and I'm just being honest. Remember, God's searching for real people who got real issues, searching for a real God who got real solutions. And until you address the issue, you can't solve the solution. You can't find the solution. And I know we got the bougie preachers and the good teachers and all that. Yeah, that's y'all job. That's y'all role. I'm a truth teller. I don't ask for your agreement. The truth is powerful enough to stand on its own. And if it didn't hit you in the throat, you wouldn't be talking about it. Don't forget your daughters. As I close, your daughters can make you just as proud as your sons. Your daughters can. Yes, I know men. I don't want no girls. I don't want no girls. I don't want no girls. Well, there's something wrong with you. I'd rather have 2 daughters than 3 sons, because I might be doing time. Because one of them going to act like little Reggie. That's going to be a problem. I don't have time. I live with this. I would say I live with this fear. When I was growing up, I was a challenge. My father would ask me all the time. He's like, "What you gonna do when you grow up?" I said, "I'm gonna be a bum on the corner sitting down there by your house." But he said, "You can do that. That's your choice. But if you ever go to jail, don't call me." And my fear of going to jail was one of the tools that helped me stay out of jail. Now, if you've been to jail, we all got recovery points. We ain't hating on you because of that, so don't start telling lies. Okay? But we need to step up. Love your daughters as much as you love your sons. God bless you. I'll see you all soon.